Hey everyone, Jeff the GM guy. Still in this AT4. Wanted to go over one more thing before I hop out here. And that's this new little instrument cluster here. Now some of these have been moved, some of them have been switched from older models. I just want to go over these because it also applies to the half tons. They still have this same cluster. This being an AT4, it does have the 4-low. Some of your versions that don't have a 2-speed transfer case will actually have an off-road mode in place of the 4-low. Keep an eye out for that. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to cover that. Anyways, let's start off here up at the top. Now, up here, we've moved our tow haul mode and mode select from the end of the stalk, like you're used to over here to a dial. So now in order to switch it over to tow haul mode, all you have to do is just spin and release. And then you'll notice the little trailer pop up at the bottom. And up top there, it switches to transmission temperature instead of battery voltage. There's our switches. Perfect. So that's your tow haul mode. Now you can also turn it to the right, and that brings up this little menu to select between off-road and normal. This being an AT4, you might need that off-road mode. I'll switch it back to normal for now though. And that is done by just switching. And that's all you have to do. Alrighty, down to the 4-wheel drive select. It's no longer a dial, it's a push button system. You've got 2 high, you've got auto, you've got 4 high, and you've got 4 low. Now remember, to go into 4 low, you do have to switch to neutral first, and then to switch back out again too. Now I mentioned this could also be an off-road mode. Basically that's going to use your brakes and stuff like that to keep you going slower, give you a little bit more power out of the low end. If you don't do a whole bunch of heavy-duty off-roading, you could probably save a couple bucks by going to the off-road mode instead of having the 2-speed transfer case. So, when you switch, and I'm actually going to go over to info here and switch to our handy indicator that shows us some of the off-road capabilities. So when I push the buttons, I'll go ahead and say 4 high. 4-wheel drive and shift. There we go. Now it indicates that we're in 4-wheel drive. To go into 4 low, you will have to switch into neutral first and push the 4 low. But then you can also just go right back to 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive in progress. Does everything for you. Leaves you in park just in case with your parking brake. Alrighty. Switching over to these ones. We have your fog lights. Those are nice. If you're on a nice foggy day, those will activate them without having to do anything else. This one is going to be for your cargo lights. Now, that'll activate the one that's in the rear brake lamp and the 2 that are angled diagonally in the back of the box, giving you a really nicely lit up cargo area. Now, it will also activate these little guys. Those will light up the whole side of your truck. Okay? So that's just a simple toggle. Then you have your dash brightness up and down. Pretty simple there. Just adjusts your dash brightness. And then we have your headlights. Now GM has been doing the automatic headlights for a very long time. One of the first to actually start doing it. It's a safety thing. I absolutely love that they do. You've got auto. You've got daytime running lights. And you've got headlights. Now, you can also, for my hunters out there, or people who like to sit and idle in a parking lot or something, you can turn it like this to turn it off. You'll have that little message show up, and then you just turn it again, and they turn back on. Pretty simple. One more thing with these, I know it's not in the same instrument cluster, but these newer trucks have this feature. This is IntelliBeam headlights. You can push this little button to turn on your IntelliBeams. Now what that'll do is when you're driving around, if there's no one ahead or behind you, it will actually turn on and off your headlights for you and your brights. Very nice thing to have because I know a lot of people around here forget to do that. Anyways, on to the last button in our little cluster here. We have work lights. Now these are on the mirrors. Those will light up, let you see stuff around where you're working, changing a tire, that kind of thing. I wish it was dark out where I could show you all these little lights in motion, but If you ever have questions, you can always call me, of course. And that number, as always, is 630-768-0850. Remember, you can always text that number too. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.